So today we are going to discuss with significance, or we can call it importance, or sometimes he may call it need. In your book, he has just given one heading, significance, but it can be the importance, it can be the need even, of principles of management, right? So I started that day also with the heading. Heading itself is quite elaborated. So let me firstly discuss the meaning of full sentence heading he has given. To provide insight, to provide managers with useful insight into reality. So this is the first point of importance. To provide managers, all the principles given by Fewell are basically meant for the help of the managers. To provide managers the insight with useful insights, useful insights into reality. Insights into reality. मैंने कल भी थोड़ा सा डिस्कस किया था, मीन्स हमारे मैनेजर्स को उनकी ख्वाबों की दुनिया से निकाल के उन्हें रियलिटी से वाकिफ करवाना. That is the first point showing the importance of this your principle of management. I am repeating the line once again. To provide, अभी explanation तो आई नहीं है, this is the heading only. To provide managers with useful insights into reality. उनको रियल लाइफ की सिचुएशन से वाकिफ करवाना. सो फ्योल ने जितने भी प्रिंसिपल्स दिए सबके सब प्रिंसिपल्स में उसने आपको रियल लाइफ के बारे में ही क्या किया है, वाकिफ करवाया है. मैनेजर्स को बताया है कि अगर आप ऐसा करोगे तो उसका रिजल्ट ऐसा निकलेगा. सो एवरीथिंग ही हैज गिवन फ्रॉम द रियल लाइफ प्रॉब्लम्स. सो इन दैट वे वी कॉल इट टू प्रोवाइड मैनेजर्स. आई एम रिपीटिंग वंस अगेन. To provide managers with useful insights into reality. So what explanation he is writing, again it is a typical, so that's why I always need to read it for you and I will be explaining or translating it to you. The principles of management provide the managers with useful insight into real world situation. So I call it real life problems related to their organizations, relating to their business house. Adherence means if you are following these principles, adherence to these principles will add to their knowledge. So once the managers, they are familiar about the principles or given by Fewell, that will be adding up their knowledge. कि ऐसा भी मेरे को फेस करना पड़ सकता है. अगर कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन आएगी तो उसका सोल्यूशन फ्यूल ने क्या बताया था, अगर उससे हट के सोल्यूशन होगी तो मैं उसको कैसे हैंडल करूंगा. So once you are familiar with the principles as a manager, that will definitely be adding your knowledge, your ability to handle the problem will get enhanced. You will be understanding the managerial situations, etc. It will also enable the managers to learn from the past mistakes and conserve time by solving reoccurring or recurring problems quickly. पुराने मैनेजर्स ने अपने टेन्योर के दौरान इन प्रॉब्लम्स को कैसे सॉल्व किया था, इससे भी आप लर्न करते हो. और वही प्रॉब्लम्स अगर बार बार होती है तो आप उनको झट से क्या कर लोगे, सॉल्व कर लोगे, जिससे आपका टाइम भी क्या होगा, सेव होगा. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल टू प्रोवाइड मैनेजर्स विद यूजफुल इनसाइट्स इनटू रियलिटी. देन सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट वी हैव ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज एंड इफेक्टिव एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. आप इस पॉइंट में भी दो वर्ड से अलग-अलग, दैट इज ऑप्टिमम. ये टर्म अदरवाइज आपकी इकोनॉमिक्स की रहती है. ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन of resources and effective administration. So we have again here 2 points. तो दोनों के बारे में वो 3-3 4-4 लाइंस में एक्सप्लेन करता है. This is administration. Firstly, let me introduce with the first 3 words. Optimum utilization of resources. Everything is scarce with us. Had it been material, had it been money, had it been time, etc. Okay, everything is not in abundance with us. Their availability is always in scarcity with us. So with the help of these principles of management, your managers will teach the employees to utilize the available resources to its maximum extent. Means we will tell to each and every employee that don't waste the time. Just utilize the resources very carefully. When I am following the division of work principle or the principle of specialization, so I am just giving the work as per their qualification, as per their expertise, in which they are expert. So definitely they will be justifying with the job allocated to them. In that case, na material waste hoga, na time waste hoga, right? So optimum utilization of resources can be very easily ensured with the help of your principles of management. Then we have effective administration. What is the meaning of effective administration? Means each and every worker in your organization is very much aware what is the duty allocated to him. He is very much aware who is his boss. He is very much aware to whom he is answerable. He is aware that there is a unity of command principle. He is very much aware that there is unity of direction. जो मेरा head बोलेगा मेरे को वैसा ही करना है. So once the discipline is being ensured, when the order is there, so definitely effective administration can be ensured. आप effective administration को लेके उसने जो लाइनें लिखी हैं वो जरा देखिए. What he wrote in your book, effective administration. Yes, effective administration necessitates impersonalization of managerial conduct. What is the meaning of impersonalization? Whereby you are unbiased. You as a manager is not a friend to anyone. Whatever you are doing, that is not biased at all. That is unbiased. आप किसी का कोई फेवर नहीं करते, आप अपना genuine behavior रखते हैं, so that the managerial power is used with due discretion. Principles of management fit the boundary of managerial discretion so that their decision may be free from personal prejudices. मतलब वो किसी से भेदभाव नहीं करेंगे, अपने फ्रेंड या सोशल सर्कल के बंदों के साथ पोलाइटली बोलना और बाकियों के साथ हमेशा उखड़े से रहना, उनके साथ हमेशा अपना स्ट्रिक्ट बिहेवियर रखना, ऐसा नहीं सिखाते हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. So we have an example of principle of equity. To adopt the equal behavior with every of your employee, each and every of your employee, right? So principles of management के कारण आपके decision कभी भी डगमगाएंगे नहीं. That will be always be free from bias. For example, जैसे बड़ी अच्छी example दी है उसने, in deciding the annual budgets for different departments. Like हर साल जैसे हमारी गवर्नमेंट बजट डिसाइड करती है, उसी तरह से हमारी कंपनीज में भी डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स का बजट डिसाइड होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव 5 डिपार्टमेंट्स. आई एम टेकिंग द एग्जांपल ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल है आपका, एक फुटवेयर है, एक ज्वेलरी है, एक कॉस्मेटिक है. तो इस तरह से आपके डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं. तो एक डिपार्टमेंट का हेड आप मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर का अपना बेटा, तो उसे डबल बजट दे देता है किसके कंपैरिजन में, बाकी डिपार्टमेंट्स के कंपैरिजन में. सो इट इज नॉट लाइक दिस. सो मैनेजर को हमारे फ्यूल के प्रिंसिपल्स ये सिखाते हैं कि किसी के साथ कोई भेदभाव नहीं करना. हाँ, जो डिपार्टमेंट लगातार प्रॉफिट में जा रहा है उसका बजट थोड़ा सा ज्यादा जरूर हो सकता है, बिकॉज वी जस्ट वांट टू इंक्रीज इट्स प्रॉफिट इन फ्यूचर आल्सो. लेकिन इस बेसिस के ऊपर कि उसका हेड आपका अपना नॉन पर्सन है, आपका अपना फैमिली मेंबर है, आप उसे डबल बजट एलोकेट कर रहे हो, इट्स नॉट फेयर. सो फ्यूल ऑलवेज रिस्ट्रिक्ट्स, फ्यूल ऑलवेज टेल्स द मैनेजर that to have the effective administration, if you want that the protest and strikes should not be there from employees, then you have to be genuine with them, with every employee, right? So this is what we call your optimum utilization and effective administration. Then third point of importance I am picking, that is scientific decisions. If you are following principles of management, then each of your decision will be based upon science, which we call scientific decision. और you know science के हर principle पे या science के हर concept पे logic apply होगा. So once you are taking the decisions by following the principles given by Fuel, then your decisions will not be the different trial decisions. There will not be error in your decisions. Rather, your decision, every decision being taken by you will be logical decision, right? This is what we call scientific decision. Scientific means logical. Hit and trial method you will not be following while taking the decisions. आपका हर decision science के ऊपर क्या रहेगा, based रहेगा. This is what we call scientific decision. So they are based on objective assessment of the situation, without any again bias, without any prejudices. You will be taking your decision. So hence your decisions will be scientifically based by following the principles of management. Then fourth point we have of importance, that is meeting changing environment requirements. Environment requirements. तो मैनेजमेंट के प्रिंसिपल्स एज दे आर डायनामिक इन नेचर, ये हम लोग इसकी नेचर में कर चुके हैं. एज द मैनेजमेंट प्रिंसिपल्स आर डायनामिक इन नेचर, इन दैट सेंस वी से कि हमें ये जो प्रिंसिपल्स हैं ये सिखाते हैं कि जैसे ही आपके आसपास की सराउंडिंग्स में चेंजेस हुई हैं, आपने उसी टाइम अपने बिजनेस हाउसेस में भी चेंजेस लेके आनी है. So with the help of principles of management, it becomes very easy to bring the changes in your own organization. Means your adaptability to change increases. This is what we call meeting changing environment requirement. So I have an example for this. For example, management principles emphasize division of work and specialization. But in modern times, this principle has been extended to the entire business, whereby companies are specializing in their core competency. बिल्कुल एक बड़ी अच्छी example दी है. I always appreciate this example. आज से 200 years पहले, means 2 centuries back, these principles are being evolved. But nowadays also these principles we see in our business houses. They are being following these principles. Rather, that has been extended in their applicability. How come? Like principle of specialization या division of work की अगर हम लोग बात करें, तो nowadays the big business houses, they are following BPO, that is business process outsourcing. So in which they themselves are expert. That work they do on their own, and the non-core activities they get them done from others, whosoever are expert in that. Like if I have the example of these hotels, the hotels they are taking the help of outsider agencies for their cleanliness, for the catering, etc., etc. ठीक है. तो जिस चीज में जो एक्सपर्ट है, आप वहां से बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज की अगर मैं एग्जांपल लूं, तो दे हायर द एडवर्टाइजमेंट एजेंसीज बिकॉज दे themselves are not like expert in making the advertisement to be displayed in the television screen or in newspapers or magazines, etc. So they take the help of that outside agency. So in that case, specialization का principle आज भी हमारे business houses में apply होता है और हम उसे ऑब्जर्व भी करते हैं, लेकिन उसकी फॉर्म थोड़ी सी क्या हो गई है, चेंज हो गई. ठीक है. अर्लियर वी वर सेइंग कि हम अपनी ही कंपनीज में जो बंदे रखेंगे वो एक्सपर्ट रखेंगे, लेकिन अब हम अपना काम बाहर से भी करवाएंगे, लेकिन एक्सपर्ट से करवाएंगे. ठीक है. सो द scene has been changed because in each and every field nowadays the corporate houses they want perfection, because there is a sphere competition in the market. So in order to beat that competition, they need to be perfect in each and every sphere of their activity. So that way, that has been extended, their use has been extended, but basically the principle remains same. That is what? Principle of specialization. Then with the help of these principles of management, you will be more socially responsible. You will be understanding your responsibilities towards the society, right? You will not be ignoring your responsibilities towards the society. So fifth point क्या है? Fulfilling social responsibilities. Social responsibilities means you will be like helping the government in the infrastructure. You will be appointing the persons for the job. In that way, you will be eradicating the problem of unemployment. You will be producing the good quality products. In that way, you will be enhancing the standard of living of the citizens of our country. So in so many regards, you are fulfilling the social responsibilities. And that happens only with the help of principles of management. So increased awareness of the public forces the business, especially limited companies, means public limited companies, to fulfill their social responsibilities. Management theory and principles में हमें सिखाया है कि सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को इग्नोर करके आप कभी भी अपने बिजनेस की सक्सेस अटेन नहीं कर पाते. So the interpretation of the principles also assume newer and contemporary meanings with a change in time. So if one were to talk about equity today, it does not apply to wages alone. Equity का मतलब क्या है यहाँ पे? That is value to the customer, care for the environment. So many things are being included nowadays in equity. Means आपने सबके साथ इक्वली बिहेव करना है. कस्टमर ने जितना पे किया है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपने उस वर्थ का सामान उसे सर्विस सप्लाई करनी है. केयर फॉर द एनवायरनमेंट, एनवायरनमेंट को भी पॉल्यूट नहीं करना. डीलिंग्स विद द बिजनेस एसोसिएट्स, अपने बिजनेस पार्टनर्स के साथ भी आपने अपना बिहेवियर अच्छा रखना है. वुड ऑल कम अंडर दिस प्योरव्यू. So you are understanding the interest of other parties who are associated with you. This is what we call fulfilling social responsibility. Then sixth point we have arrived at, that is management training, education and research. Management training, education and research. So with the help of principles of management, that is basically the beginning of this management subject. Once you are reading these principles of management, you can adopt it as your profession. You can adopt it as a source of livelihood, and for that you will be going for diploma and degree in this particular field. So मैनेजमेंट के प्रिंसिपल्स हमें ये सिखाते हैं कि ये एक अलग से हमारा सब्जेक्ट है. जैसे साइंस हमारा एक सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें लोग ग्रेजुएशन करते हैं, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करते हैं. सिमिलरली इन मैनेजमेंट फील्ड यू कैन give the entrance and you can have the admissions in the IIMs of India. ठीक है, Indian Institute of Management में आपको एडमिशन मिल जाती है by clearing the entrances for that particular field. And education प्रोफेशन की तरह आप इसे क्या कर सकते हैं, अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं. So this is also BBA करेंगे, MBA करिए. So that are all related with what management field. So with this we conclude that yes, these principles of management are very, very important for us. You all should have, you all managers should have the knowledge regarding these principles. In one way or the other, these principles are going to help us a lot in the effective administration, in the fulfillment of our organizational goals, etc. So till now, if you have any query, you have any doubt, you may ask. Yes, students, see the next topic. Scientific management. If the fuel was the father of principles of management, then Mr. F.W. Taylor is named. This is not the tailor who stitches the clothes for us. This is an English name, Taylor. And that Taylor we write with T-A-Y-L-O-R, Taylor. Mr. Taylor, what is the full form of this F.W.? Frederick Winslow. आपके बुक में पूरा नाम लिखा है इस पर्सन का. He is named as the father of scientific management. Basically, he was a scientist, but in his life, he worked as a manager in different companies, whereby he analyzed certain things, he observed certain things, and for that, he related his science, his field, with what management, which we call scientific management. So under scientific management, Taylor always describes that in order to increase the workers' efficiency, what should we do? If the fuels principles were related with the suggestions to be given to the manager, then Taylor's principles are being related, or Taylor's theory is being related, how the workers can be made more satisfied, how we can enhance their efficiency. तो इसका सारे प्रिंसिपल्स, इसकी सारी टेक्निक्स वर्कर्स को स्ट्रेस करेंगे. फ्यूल के सारे प्रिंसिपल्स मैनेजर के लिए थे, या इसके सारे प्रिंसिपल्स और टेक्निक वर्कर्स के लिए होंगी. वर्कर्स का आउटपुट कैसे बढ़ाएं, वर्कर्स की प्रोडक्टिविटी कैसे बढ़ाएं, एंड सो ऑन. This is what scientific management. Now we have the exact meaning of this term. Yes, firstly let me write the name of this person, full name, Frederick Winslow Taylor. So he's also belonging to 19th and 20th century. Basically, he was an American mechanical engineer who sought to improve industrial efficiency. ये वो era था जब इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन भी पीक पे थी. So इंडस्ट्रीज में काम करने वाले वर्कर्स की प्रोडक्टिविटी को कैसे बढ़ाएं, he was basically related with that. He was one of the intellectual leader of efficiency movement and was highly influential in reshaping the factory system of production. So factory में रहते हुए as an engineer, he always observed, he always was of the view how the efficiency and how the production can be improved. So he is basically belonging to that era which we call industrial revolution in India. Okay, but he was belonging to some another nation. Yes, according to him, there is only one best way to do a particular job. उसके अकॉर्डिंग एक काम को करने के बहुत सारे ढंग हो सकते हैं. We may have so many alternatives to do a particular job, but best is only one. So he was always in the search of कि हमें best method ढूंढना है उस काम को करने का. Then definitely we will be getting whatever we deserve it. Whatever we want, we will get by applying that particular best method for that particular job, for that particular task. So he is named as father of scientific management. right? His historical background is given in your book in 2 or 3 paragraphs, where he did work and at what post he has been designated, etc. That you can read. That is only for your reference. ठीक है? If we were having the principles of management, same is with what we do have the principles of scientific management. फ्यूल के हमारे सिलेबस में 14 प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, तो हमारे साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट के भी प्रिंसिपल्स हैं भाई. In our book, he has mentioned only 4 principles of management, but one more principle I will send you in the form of PDF. So in total, we have 5 principles of scientific management. So that we will pick tomorrow, right? Till now, अगर आपको कुछ पूछना है, you are free to ask. Any doubt to anyone, you are free to ask.